you know, a lot of our music, a lot of the things that we do business-wise in music, it's always on a regional basis. We got your East Coast, we got your West Coast, you know, we got your South. So a lot of times we don't get into the factor of trying to create business between these different coasts to create a bigger pop.
Tupac was the only one that I seen trying to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Where he was trying to bring the Death Row East, Death Row South. He was in the city. He was in New York trying to get Buckshot Shorty, Boot Camp Click. Like he had, like, you know, he was gonna be the one to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like how he say, he was reading out all the whack people, all the ones that's putting like the bad like thoughts in our people's minds and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real. I mean, and even like, you know, me, you know, being from, you know what I'm saying, from Brooklyn, living in Brooklyn, I know and you know that a lot of people on the West Coast, they feel like, okay, you know what I'm saying, East Coast niggas don't play our shit, and or East Coast niggas don't do this or do that, don't rep what we do. I know that's a different story.
It is.
And you know that's a different story.
I'm gonna tell
let
you
them
what,
know, let them know a little bit about why that is.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Like on the East Coast, we play what like we got our West Coast classic music, and we fucks with the West Coast people. You know, shout out to G Malone, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people on the East Coast, we like real West Coast gangster rap, hip hop, period. Gangster music. That's what y'all brought to the game. That's what we fell in love with. Just like people from the West Coast fell in love with hardcore East Coast rappers that were spitters, educational lyricists, thug music. And then, you know, so like with me living in the South, because, you know, I live in Atlanta now. Yeah. So me being in the South, it's kind of like a big segregation thing, because when I'm in the West Coast, I hear East Coast music. When I'm in the East Coast, I hear West Coast music. Down South, you don't really hear like the classic East Coast or the West Coast stuff like you used to hear in the A, like in the 90s and all that, when it was getting flooded, when people was migrating there. So it's like, Killer Mike once told me something that was a real jewel. He said, people from the South, we like the real East Coast rap. I don't like it when a rapper from another coast tries to take on the region format that's popping right now and try to blend themselves into it just to get that mass attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like right. You know what I'm saying? Like with no disrespect, because I'm a fan before I'm an artist. Fat Joe's like a perfect example. Like, I love Fat Joe, Flo Joe, Jealous Ones, Envy. Like, the real Fat DITC Fat Joe.
The shit is real. My joint was the shit is real.
The shit is real.
Down with the real. Woo.
Come on, you know the deal. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So now, it's a whole new generation in the market. This generation know Fat Joe for being in Miami. Yeah. They don't really identify him with the BX or with New York, so because they don't know their history. It's not really their fault. You feel me? It's like when they say New York ain't here or we lost it, it's like that's like a kind of an example of what's happening to us. You know, New York artists feel like we gotta fit the criteria of what's going on and stepping out and losing and like acting out of character, so to say.
Exactly. And stepping out our box or coming out the box is totally different. Music-wise, business-wise,
just stepping out of character.
You know what I'm saying? It's totally.
Now, music out the box is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye is out the box right now. Exactly. But his out the box he not trying to like fit into a certain regional.
That's what he do.
That's what he do.
And that's the importance of, you know, being a true artist and being true to your fans, being who you are, you know, and like, I can respect
example, that. With Biggie did Life After Death, he did the Bone style, the singing, the Southern flow, but the Cali record.
Him. It was still him.
He wasn't out of character at all. He was he was just being an MC. An MC don't got no boundaries.
For real.
The game filled with rappers, and most of them whack, straight up.
For real.